Okay, this is crazy. I'm out of paper. I have this much turpentine, and which means I've gone through 4 pads. That's 10 pages each. So I've done 40 prints, and it is. So I'm going to stop for this week. I have, I think, 5, 7 on the wall that I'm pretty satisfied with. I definitely went this week, woke up in the middle of the night thinking, what am I doing? This is not going well. And my daughter reminded me the stages of creativity, or the process is, you come to this point sometimes you think, this is shit, and then you think I'm shit. So here I am, and I think I've kind of passed through that phase, and but have run out of supplies. I've had this, I had COVID, and then we've had this crazy LA rainstorm, which has been a wonderful opportunity, and I didn't feel that sick, so I burned through my paper and made prints. I typically would do 2 prints per plate or painting, because once I painted on a plate, there was enough remnant paint, I painted back into it and then painted it, second print. So I definitely have some that maybe are gonna go in the failure or pile. I don't know, I think it had more to do with scale and maybe doing more layers. I experimented all this time with doing multiple prints, so doing a print and then a second print. I found that this Washa tool, I think that's what it's called, it's for your face, which I never use. So it's a great tool for burnishing or rubbing the paper into the print. So that was good. And yeah, I don't know. I want to keep making them. I did put one up on Instagram and it was interesting because I think, not that the responses were negative, but someone said, you know, get this out of your system and why are they screaming? I think people aren't going to, I think women screaming makes people uncomfortable, which is why I'm making them. Not to make people uncomfortable, but I think women have a right to scream in many cases. And the women that I have found, or the images I found, turns out it's an international problem. So the images have an international, or the women are definitely feel international, and that seems about right. And what else? What other thoughts? I would say the other thing is, so I posted a couple videos now, and I am just doing it as basic as I can with my phone, and I'm actually editing on my iPad, and I want it to be that simple, because this is really just a document. I mean, I really just want to document this year in the studio for me. If someone is interested to see the process along the way, I think that's amazing. I know that I love myself. I love following people making things and in process, and I follow, I don't know, Swedish homesteaders, people renovating chateaus, and I sort of like watching paint dry. So I'm learning along the way with this process of sharing my process. It can only go up from here. And I might add that, I don't know, I'm just going to show my process and what I'm doing, because I don't know what I'm doing. And I am, though I've been painting my whole life, I still don't know what I'm doing somehow, or always putting myself in a place that is unknown, which keeps it interesting. Other than that, I do teach painting, and I love teaching painting, because everyone wants to paint, and I think I found a good way to get people to paint without inhibition. I don't think this is the place where I'm gonna teach, and I'm not here to teach. I'm just here to share, and in a way keep a record or archive of this year in the studio, because I'm very much in a moment in time where I get to paint, and that is, I realize, very, very fortunate. Yeah, so I'll talk more about the content. I don't know, maybe I'll talk about it now. I mean, I talked about it in the previous video, but just really, yeah, women screaming, why. I think this world, with what's going on daily, there's a reason to scream, men and women. But women typically are screaming for human rights and basic human rights, and they're screaming all over the world. And it's a challenge to paint faces and women with their mouth open, because usually, and I mentioned this before, in portraiture, it's an awkward thing to do. So it's like taking the portraiture form and doing something you're not supposed to do is the challenge. Just in as much as it's a challenge to paint sunsets, which is the other thing I'm painting. They seem very, very different, to be very, very different subjects. But they're daily studies in a way. And how do you make a sunset that isn't cliche, that's a challenge and interesting. If you tell people you paint sunsets, or if you tell people you paint portraits of women, I would say a very different picture comes to mind. But that is the challenge, and I'm interested in that edge of I don't know, that edge. I am going to try to, I don't know, I have filmed a lot of stuff. I don't know what all will end up in this video. I realize I have to keep it a little more simple. I do I know I need to keep it a little more simple, the process. I do have a little bit of a film background, and that can kind of get in my way. So it's just a little archive of what's happening here. So I did film a lot, so we'll see. I'll probably show some of the things I've done this month, which obviously was a lot, or the last few weeks, honestly, last 2 weeks, I've done a lot. I think now I'm gonna clean up. I'll probably do some sunsets in the next few days. Again, hopefully pushing myself to make them, I don't know, just always simple as possible. And wait for paper to arrive, and I'll have to go to the store to buy some more turpentine. So far I'm okay on paint. I hope to do a couple more videos. I'm gonna go on sabbatical in about a month, and I will share with you that when the time comes. But meanwhile, here's what's up on the wall most recently, or as of tonight. I don't know how much you can see, but you get a glimpse of it. And this is a bit of the mess and aftermath. And I always like to share the palette. And I think that's been a really good palette. And I think it's time to get a new palette. And yeah, turpentine's almost gone. So that's it. And for now, it's quiet outside, but we have more rain to come. So I have a couple more days here stuck at home, which honestly, I'm not gonna lie. It's always a gift for me to have this kind of time. What more do I want to say? I don't know. I'm having fun, and it's not all going well. I have no idea about what I wanted in the outcome, but I am compelled to do both things for now. I have other things I want to do that are brewing. In a way, there's never enough time to do everything that I want to do, but finding that each day is enough, and I get to paint every day, which is really the only goal.
Voix des Outre-mer. J'ai pensé, un concours? Quel concours? Je ne me suis jamais inscrite à un concours. Je ne comprenais pas du tout.
Malaysian food in New York is Nyonya Canal, and you know it's
Oh, really?
yeah, it's you know it's legit when they do not